we know about Carla yet?
Yeah, just obviously wanted to be precautious with her. Just we're going to see how Carla is when she comes in today, evaluate her then, and I think 50-50 either way.
Alex, I know Carla is, she kind of just runs the offense and has all season. This week, I believe Taya looked like she was more ready to go than the last few games. But, Jordan is obviously getting more into the rotation. How does that, Carla potentially being out, how do you, just update how the offense runs without her?
Yeah, absolutely. I think first thing is I got a lot of confidence in our personnel. Taya was able to get through everything in practice that we did yesterday. So, and I think, in these last two games, it's really been about the emergence of Jordan Harrison. So I think I've got a lot of confidence in Jordan moving forwards. She's kind of, I said it from those first games early in the season, she's a perfect fit stylistically for what we're trying to achieve here. So great chance for us to get a look at Jordan in an elevated role if need be this next stretch of games.
Are you going to start her if Carla can't go tonight?
I think that would be the plan if we have to come to that.
Obviously, Amy wasn't going to just start playing right out of the gate. She only got here a day ago. But do you have an anticipation, plan for when she might see some court time?
Yeah, I think especially during that fever stretch of games, I think just having some depth there for when players, going back for the tournament preparation periods, and I think a lot will depend on how far some players go on their respective national teams. So I think this is great. Gives Amy some time just to kind of get acclimatized to our principles and how we're doing things here. It's nice. She was actually a high school teammate of one of our staffers, Maisel Milan. They play on the same high school team in California. So Maisel's doing a great job just kind of onboarding Amy, and we'll definitely get a chance to look at her, I think, in a few weeks.
What are some things that you've seen from Jordan on a day-to-day basis, or that's practice film, that gave you the confidence you make the transition really seamlessly to have such a larger role now?
Yeah, good question. So I think first thing is offensively. It's funny. I remember at the start of the season, I was constantly on Jordan to not pass to a single side in the pick and roll. So we're very deliberate with the shapes, and I remember every time in training camp she'd come off and she'd throw it back to the single side. And, we did some film, started talking about it, and just straight away, she picked it up in terms of where we want the ball to go and pick and roll, where we want her to be looking instead. And I think, especially in this last stretch of games, it's when I think back to the start of preseason, it's her ability to learn and just all the coverage solutions, all the different covers we're seeing against. Jordan's done such a good job in terms of actually applying the things we talk about on film and practice, and even just when we're playing against certain covers, sometimes I just want one thing for us to go to, and I don't want any randomness. I don't want us to, if we're playing against the down, I just want us to short roll. I don't want us to flip. I don't want us to pick and pop. I don't want us to do random things, and I think the success we've seen against certain covers is because the players have really embraced having very clear intentions, and then even though we have one thing, they're very adaptable in terms of they can get that pocket pass no matter what the defense is doing, and if it's not there, then they're going to drive it and find another solution. So I think that's what Jordan's done such a good job with. And then defensively, I think there's definitely more experimentation I can do to make the most use out of her unique strengths. So I think her ability to defeat screens on and off the ball is really unique. So I think when we have some practice days, I definitely want to tinker with some different coverages and let her just blow actions up and keep defenders keep offensive players in neutral.
This is the first time you're playing the Lynx with Nafisa Collier active. Am I correct? How does, obviously she was an MVP candidate last year. How does she affect your game plan for this team?
Yeah, in a massive way, Nick. I think in terms of Fee's usage, just in terms of the pick and pop, coming off some of those invert pick and rolls, those are some different covers that we haven't really had to do much this year in terms of having a cover for a shooting big. We actually haven't done that at all this year. And then inverts, I mean, it's only one or two a game, if that, for select teams where we've had to guard those. So I think, obviously having an incredible season, coached incredibly well, and then when you add a player of Fee's nature to that, it makes it even more challenging preparation-wise. But this is great. This is, all the big games throughout the season. I've said how you learn more from these games. I think there was a big difference in our first and second game on the road when we played Minnesota. So I think, even things like their heavy nail coverage is different. You don't really see that type of cover in the league, and I like to think that by now, I at least feel like I've got a clearer plan for it. I might feel different in 2 hours' time, but I think a good chance for us tonight just to kind of put to the test the things we've learned in these first two games.